Okay, here we go. Session two of the first day here in the Art of the Sale training series. I put this together. I did it because I know when I first got started, I had a little bit of sales experience. I had a little bit of relationship building experience. I had a little bit of personal branding experience. I knew how to build a controversy or a conversation through social media. I knew how to do a lot of things that most of you guys may not know how to do when you first get started. I can't unmute the chat. I don't know what you mean there, Jose. I'm not going to, I don't want everybody speaking necessarily, but I am going to bring up a few things as we go. So one thing that I want to do right now is remind you guys one more time. There was 45 people on the earlier session, bare minimum, and that was the European group. I'm not even working with any of them. They were more tuned in than we are here in America, which is just not okay. So send out the reminders to anybody on your team that's not on this call. Like I said, man, this isn't about me trying to pump up my own numbers on a damn training. This is for you guys. And I know based off the feedback I got on the first call, half the freaking people put up a story on their Instagram story after the call. So they must have got something out of it because I don't even know who the heck they are. I know you guys, a lot of you. And so let's go ahead and get things rolling. Day one is going to be focused on how to go out there, build conversations, and get contacts both in person and also being able to set up meetings through social media. And then day two will be how to go and run an effective presentation, how to build a relationship with someone, how to ask the right questions, and how to get a decision. Day three will be how to overcome objections, how to close, and how to successfully launch a new member in your network marketing business. And so, with this right now, I'm just going to go straight into it, man. You guys that are getting started for the first time in network marketing, if you haven't been in this for more than 6 months, I need you to understand that it's network marketing for a reason. Your responsibility is to network. Not just sit behind your phone and your computer screen and message people all damn day thinking that's going to be what takes you to the promised land. Because here's something that I've mentioned several times anytime I speak. Energy is contagious, right? How many of you guys have heard that by now? And how many of you guys agree that when you are around people, especially in person, and you're in proximity to have with people that have a lot of energy, yours goes up? Look, man, I just spent probably about $800 between two flights and a couple hundred extra dollars and the groceries I spent and everything else to go to Joey's house. Most of you guys know Joey. If you don't know him, Crown Ambassador in the company, a couple weeks ago and stay at his crib up in Minnesota. Why did I do that? Because I need to be around energy that is higher than mine. I need to be around people that are further than me. I was willing to go to those lengths just to be around him. There's people that have moved to my apartment complex to be around myself, to be around Andrew, to be around the energy, right? Where am I going with this? When you guys are going out there and trying to build your business, you're going to have a lot more success if you can get people inside of your own market and close to you in location, bought in via conversation in person. So what I'm going to speak on first is how you guys can go out there and get contacts in person, how you can go out there and create conversation in person, how you can go out there, build relationships with people in person, at the bars and the clubs you guys go to anyway, if you're young, at the gyms you go to anyway every single day, at the grocery stores you go to, at the gas stations you go to, at the restaurants you go to, etc. Now, here's the thing, man. When I was on the call earlier, one of the things that I really hammered home that I don't think most people understand is you guys are on this call not because you have to. This isn't your job. I'm not paying you to be here, but you're here because you want to be, right? Now, how many other people on planet Earth do you think would want to be somewhere like this? For me, when I was in your guys' shoes, I was like, dude, there's a lot of people that want to do things like this. I don't understand how people haven't seen this yet. Now, my point with that is very simple. There's people you walk past every single day in person that you don't share this golden ticket opportunity with. And there are people that could transform your business and your life for freaking ever. Now, here's the thing. If most people on planet Earth don't like what they do, why aren't you going them and why aren't you going and asking them why they're not doing something different? Why are you not going them and asking them questions like, "Hey man, how do you like working here?" Why are you not going up and talking to people, giving people compliments? Here's the thing. I'm going to break down every single way you guys can go up to someone in person, and by the time this call is over, you're not going to have any excuse for not going out there and talking to people every single day. Now, one of the keys to you building your business is talking to 3 people in person every single day. If you guys were on our boot camp series, Ali spent a lot of time going over the Blue Diamond power list, so to speak. It was called something different when I first got started, but the power list remains the same. The day-to-day activities you need to do to get your business to the next level are the same, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at. And one of those things is to talk to 3 people in person every single day. Now, here's the thing. If I told every single one of you guys by a show of ones in the chat, if I told you that you went and talked to three new people every single day for the next 1,000 days, that's usually what Joey used to tell me, 1,000 days. If you went and talked to three new people in person every single day for the next 1,000 days, you could write your own paycheck and never have a boss or a job again. Put a one in the chat if you would do it. Most of you guys will go put a one in the chat right now. But then tomorrow you won't get three conversations going. And then the next day you won't do it. But here's the thing, man, it's not difficult to do. You just overcomplicate the process. So here's one of the examples I gave earlier. That's one of the easiest things in the world to do. How many of you guys go to the gym? If you got your camera on at some point, how many of you guys go to the gym? Okay. So can we all agree that people that go to the gym are generally trying to work on themselves? That's what we do here too, right? That's one of the biggest focuses in what we do is personal development. So it's a personal development factory in the gym. When you guys go there, you walk around people every single day that want to do, be, and have more out of life. They want to be better. They are already qualified to be business partners for you just because they do that one thing, because most people don't. But you're walking past potential business partners because for whatever reason, you can't lower your ego. You can't get outside of your comfort zone. You can't introduce yourself. What are we talking about here? You guys tell me what's harder. Me going up to you, Charlie, at the gym. I've seen you there for freaking 3 weeks straight because we go at the same time every day. How many of you guys see the same people at the gym every time you go, but you don't know their name? What if I see Charlie at the gym for 3 weeks straight? That's almost weirder that I don't know who he is at that point than I do if I do know who he is. But all I got to do is go up to him and ask him, "Hey, bro, I've seen you getting work in for the last 3 weeks. You're looking good, bro. I just want to say I see you getting after it." If I give him a fist bump after that, is that weird, Charlie? Would you be thrown off if I did that to you? Even if you're a girl, Danielle, if I come up to you at the gym, I'm not trying to hit on you, but I just say, "Hey, I noticed you've been really consistent in here. You come in every single day at the same exact time. What are you hitting today?" Is that a weird thing? Are you going to be like thrown off and be like, "Ew, get away from me"? I don't think so. That's not weird. That's not weird at all. But here's the thing. You tell me, is that harder? Or is you going to a job that you don't even want to work harder? Is you getting told how much your time is worth harder? Is you getting told where to be, what to wear, where to sit, what to do for 2 weeks just to get a check for the next 40 years of your life harder? I don't know. You choose your hard. But for me, when I first got started, Joey just gave me these ideas. And I had another mentor that made $30 million before 30 years old tell me if there's someone within 5 feet of you, you should be talking to them. You have no excuse not to. You have the golden ticket opportunity that you believe fully in, and you're not telling somebody about it. And you know damn well they probably don't have that ticket yet. You're cheating yourself. You're cheating your business. You're cheating your family. You're cheating your future with every single person you walk by that you don't create conversation with. I'm not trying to shark attack every single one of them and sign them up at the gym, but this is network marketing. And so my point is very simple. When you guys go up to people, especially at the gym, that's the easiest one in the freaking world. Like I said, it's people that already want to grow, already want to get better, that are already willing to get outside of their comfort zone because they may not look like they want to look yet, but they're still in the gym. You walk past them every day. You need to talk to these people. So this is how you do it. You give them a compliment. How many of you guys in the last week have received an in-person compliment from someone? Probably nobody, because nobody gives compliments to other people. It's weird. I don't understand that, but your first impression is everything. Can you guys all agree with that? Your first impression is everything. So if I come up to you at the gym and I come up to you, Jen, and I say, "Hey, I know you don't know who I am. I'm not trying to throw you out of your routine and your workout, but I just want to say I've seen you in here almost every single day for the last 3 weeks, and I notice you getting after it. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great workout." And I give you a little fist bump or shake your hand or who knows what. Maybe I just walk away. You tell me, are you going to be in a better mood or a worse mood after I do that? A better mood, right? I'm not going to hurt your day by giving you a compliment and telling you, "Hey, I see you getting after it every day. I see the progress." Especially if it's someone that's the same gender as you, it's almost less weird. So if I go up to a bro and Striker, I go up to you at the gym and I say, "Hey, bro, I've seen you in here for the last 3 weeks. I just want to say, I see you getting bigger, man. I see you getting after it." I give you a fist bump. That's not weird. But here's the thing. I may not ask for the contact right now, I'm not gonna go shark attacking you. But I'm gonna see you in there tomorrow. So the next time I see you in the gym, Danielle, Charlie, Striker, Jen, and I came up and I gave you that compliment, you tell me what the first thought that's going to be that goes through your head is when you see me walk through the door. You're probably not necessarily going to say anything, but I guarantee you smirk. I guarantee you smile. I guarantee you if it's the guy, you give me a little head nod if you're across the gym. If it's a girl, I guarantee maybe you wave. Right? Now I'm building a relationship. I'm not even doing anything at this point. I've already planted the seed. And so here's what happens. I see you there once. I see you there twice. I see you there 3 times. Maybe on that third day, I go up to you, Charlie, and I say, "What's good, bro? What are you hitting today?" And you say, "Oh, I got a little bit of back." And I say, "Okay, cool. Me too. Hey, we should grab a lift sometime, bro. Can I grab your contact? You got an Instagram?" Yeah, for sure. Is that weird? I don't think that's weird at that point. That's not weird at all. It's almost weirder that I don't have his contact at that point. But now, guess what? If you guys are doing the other things that you already know you need to do, like posting on your stories and marketing your business, no one knows you have a business. You need to tell the world about it. So on your Instagram and on your Snapchat and on your TikTok and on your Facebook and on your Twitter and on everywhere, you're posting every day, the calls that you're on, the people you're connected to, you in the gym, you eating clean, you reading books, you doing personal development. It is so easy to market your business here. It's simple. I don't need to give you a boot camp on that. You guys could all have 4 stories up on your Instagram in the next 30 minutes if you wanted to, right? But here's my point. You, a lot of times, especially with these gym people, you're not even going to have to pitch them your business. If you get that Instagram contact and you're marketing your business, I guarantee you eventually they reach out to you and they just say, "Hey, what is going on? What are you doing now? What is this? What do you do for work?" I guarantee you, you don't even have to sell them anymore. You've already created the first impression. You've already given them a compliment. If you guys are taking notes, the first thing you should be writing down tonight is your first impression is everything. And the easiest way to give a good one is giving someone a compliment because so few people do it. It's that simple to get a contact. Here's some other ways. I used to do this. I literally used to force myself to go talk to people every single day. This is how far I was willing to go. There's a journal underneath this TV right here. And there's 365 pages of me documenting 20 things I needed to do every single day and the new date for the next day at the top of the next page. When I first got started, I had a job. I was working 10 hours a day. I didn't have my priorities intact. I didn't have the discipline to do the things I knew I needed to do. And how many of you guys, raise your hand if you got your cameras on, can tell me you already know some of the things you need to do, but because you have life and you have kids and you have work and you have all these things going on, you genuinely just forget half of them by the time each day is over. Tell me if I'm wrong. You got to write it down. That's the only thing that worked for me. So every single day, I made sure before I went to bed, I did these things. And one of the biggest ones was talking to 3 people in person every single day. Because here's what you don't realize. You're doing more than just prospecting. You're developing communication skills. You're developing confidence and self-esteem. You're developing your network. You're developing things that are never going to leave you and they're only going to carry you further in life and relationships, in and outside of business, and in all of the future success you're going to have. Does that make sense to you guys? The reason that I can communicate very well now, and it doesn't matter who I'm speaking to, but I have the confidence to approach someone, to give someone a compliment, to ask someone a question, is because I've done it a million times. And when you first go up to that person in the gym that you've seen for 3 weeks straight, tomorrow when you go and you're like, should I do it? Just do it. Just do it. It may not go smooth. It may seem weird, but here's the thing. We're all human here. And all those people that you're afraid to talk to, they're the same exact way as you, and that's why they haven't said anything yet. By you being the person that's willing to break that comfort barrier and say hello, ask someone how their day is going, give someone a compliment, you're automatically going to take their guard down with your own. Remember that. Now, here's something that I used to do. I would go to places I knew people didn't like to work everywhere. How many of you guys would agree that 95% of planet Earth don't like what they do for work? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But you can't tell me that the person scraping food off your plate loves what they do. You can't tell me the kid working a summer job at Dick's Sporting Goods that's getting paid 15 bucks an hour loves stacking shelves with clothes. You can't tell me the person working behind the counter at the gas station loves taking your freaking card and swiping it for your energy drink, your cigarettes, your whatever. You can't tell me that. So I would go to those places on purpose every single day and make sure I talked to somebody. It wasn't difficult for me to do it all, man, but I would literally do it. And I would go to Dick's Sporting Goods right down the road from me. I used to work there. I know how that feels. I would go in there and I would ask somebody, "Hey, can I use the fitting room?" And I'd grab a t-shirt or something. I didn't even have the money to buy the damn shirt. But I just went in there knowing this is a way I can speak to people. And I would go up to that kid that had a summer job and I'd say, "Hey, can you let me into the fitting room, bro?" And he'd say, "Yeah." And while we were walking there, I'd say, "Hey, by the way, how do you like working here, bro?" I know his answer. I know his answer. It's a summer job. I don't know. I'm just doing it to pay the bills. How many of you guys could agree if you ask people how they like what they do are going to tell you they're doing it just because they got to pay the bills? That's everybody. If you ask someone that question, you're automatically showing people you care. How many of you guys have ever heard people don't care what you know until they know how much you care? If you haven't heard that one, that's worth writing down. Because when you ask someone that question, you instantly show them you care. And so what I would do is I'd ask that kid that's working behind the counter at the gas station, who I know has probably lost his purpose, who doesn't have a mentor in his life, who doesn't have this community, that's for damn sure, and who may be in dire need of it. I know that. The more lives I impact in a positive way and the more people I help get connected to the opportunity that changed my life, the more money I make. I don't know a better game. That's what we do here. So I would go to the gas station, and when I'm getting my energy drink before I go to the freaking coffee shop or the resort that I spot up at every single day to work, I would go and I'd ask him, hey man, by the way, how do you like working here? Oh man, to be honest with you, I mean, I work at a gas station, so you already know how I like working here. That's not complicated. You already know the answer. So then this is what you do. You do not explain the entire presentation or what you do to them right there. Whoever has more posture in conversation wins. This is where you plant the seed, you build interest, and then you take it away. How many of you guys have ever had FOMO? Fear of missing out. Someone tells you about something or you overhear something, but you don't get invited, and then you're like, ah, damn. That's what you're trying to create with every single person you talk to. So that person that was working at Dick's Sporting Goods, that kid that I asked to let me in the fitting room, and then I asked, how do you like working here? I already knew the answer, and he told me I'm just doing it for a summer job and make extra money. This is what I would say. What if I told you I had an opportunity that you could do all on your own time that could replace this income and could potentially take you pretty far in life? You don't even have to go that far. What if I told you I had a different opportunity for you, man? I think you could do really well with it. What if I had an opportunity that could change your life? What if, what if, what if? Now you're getting their brain moving and they're going to say, well, what is it? Well, that sounds great. Sure. What's it called? They're going to ask you things. Now, whether you're reaching out to people on social media or you're talking to them in person, this remains the same. Whoever has posture wins. So this is where I would tell people, well, I can't possibly explain it all to you right now. And to be honest, I'm a little bit of a time crunch here, man. Can I grab a contact? You have Instagram? You have a phone number, Snapchat? I'll send some info to you. That's not freaking weird. You already asked them how they liked what they did. You've already shown the concern to care what they are doing, right? Now from there, all I'm going to do is ask for the contact. That's it. That's what you get paid to do here. Network marketing, network, right? Networking. You got to go out there and talk to people. If you want more results, talk to more people. This is a numbers game. Whether you're talking social media and online prospecting or in person, here's a formula for you. If you want to write it down, it'll change your life. But it's not going to surprise you. More reach outs equals more conversations equals more meetings equals more freaking money. That is how this industry works. More prospecting, more reaching out, more conversations, more meetings, more money. It's not complicated. Most of you guys just aren't talking to enough people. All of you guys know at this point that this opportunity is something you have enough interest in to get on a freaking call to learn how to do it at a more high level. That's why you're here right now. I need you to understand that there's a lot of people just like you, and they're just waiting for you to talk to them. I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely love what we do. And I genuinely believe that there's a lot of people whose lives could be transformed, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, from being connected to this group. Give me a one in the chat. Give me a fire emoji if you guys agree with that. If you don't agree with that, I don't even know why you're on the call. But I'm being dead ass honest with you guys. You guys all believe that same thing. And if you believe it as wholeheartedly as I do, then you got to realize for work, your job, your responsibility here is to go share this golden ticket with people. It's the easiest thing in the world for me. I'm like, shit, I love this to death. Most people don't love what they do. All I got to do is go talk to people and tell them, hey, I got something you should try. They don't got to do it on their own time. It doesn't break their bank. They can do it alongside other people. It's the best thing in the world. You just got to tell people about it. So when I would go get restaurants or go eat at restaurants, and the person that's been serving my food, I know is a nice individual. They've been serving me well. They're not an asshole, excuse my language, right? But here's my point. When they get done serving me my food, instead of me just paying and leaving and saying thank you, how about ding, ding, ding? You probably don't like scraping the food off my plate, but you're good with people and you serve me well. How about you tell them when you give them your check, You would kill it doing what I do. You did a great job tonight. You give someone a compliment and you make it clear to them they can do what you do. They don't know what you do. But I guarantee you that they're wondering, what do you do? Because they don't like what they do. It's not complicated. So here's the thing. Maybe at that point, I give you my bill, I give you my card. I say, hey, you did a fantastic job tonight. I just want to let you know, I think you do really well doing what I do. I don't know how much you love working here, and I'm not trying to take you off your course, but I think you do really well with the opportunity I'm involved in. Oh, thank you. What is it? Look, to be all honest with you, I don't even want to try to explain everything to you right here. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch. Do you have a contact? You got a Snapchat, a phone number, an Instagram, something that I can contact you, send you some info? Yeah, sure. I always use Instagram. Why? Because that's where my brand is at. That's where my influence is at. That's where my marketing is at. Because once again, now if they follow me, I follow them. Now we're just playing the game. Maybe you reach out to them after a couple days and you say, hey, so and so, hey, Jaylene, once again, I wanted to let you know you did a fantastic job serving us last night. I do believe you could do well doing what I do. Are you open to a new opportunity? That's not weird at that point. You've already expressed concern for what they're doing. You've already shown them you care. And now all you're doing is you're just building a relationship and you're trying to share an opportunity with them. That's not weird. You're not hard selling them. You're not going overboard. You're not pressing them. Nothing. So here's the keys that you guys should have at this point in the call. Your first impression is everything. Giving someone a compliment is not weird, but no one does it. And you have to ask the question, how do you like doing what you do? How do you like working here? It's not difficult. I would do this at Dick's Sporting Goods. I would do this at the restaurants. I would do this with the gas station clerks. Dude, I remember after I got back from my first event, I remembered that Forbes 30 million under 30 recipient telling me anyone within 5 feet of you, you need to be talking to. I got my windshield replaced. Some dude drove out with the van. He replaced my windshield. He called me when he was done and he said, hey, your car's done. I remember, literally, I remember this to this day, getting back in my car after he gave me the keys and telling me you're good to go and getting in the driver's seat and saying, wait, I didn't talk to him. I didn't tell him what I do. I didn't ask him how he likes working here. This dude's driving around in a van in the middle of 115-degree weather replacing people's windshields. I don't know how much that pays, but I don't think he loves it enough to do this forever if he didn't have to. That was what was going through my head. I got back out of my car. I went up to the window on his van for Safelite Auto Glass. I knocked on his window and I said, sorry, man, I couldn't stop myself. You seem like a sharp dude. You would kill it doing what I do. I don't know how much you love working here. Oh, well, what do you do, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's all right. I at least get to work by myself, but I'm replacing windshields. That's what he said. And I remember saying, do you have an Instagram? I'll share some info with you. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch. I signed that person up. He didn't sign a bunch of people up and he quit. But it was easy. That was not hard. You find a few people that actually have the qualities to win here, like desire, coachability, consistency. You guys who are on this call right now, you find a few people like you and it's payday. This is not complicated. It's very easy to do what we do, but it's also very easy not to do it. You're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. You have to be self accountable for these things if you want this business to work. I need you guys to understand that you have a responsibility to talk to people about what you do. And if you don't talk to them, your business isn't going to grow. But it's very simple. You don't have to pay for marketing here. You don't got to pay employees. You're not putting up billboards and newspapers and Facebook and Google ads everywhere. You don't got to have an HR team. You don't got to buy products and services and then deal with overhead and rent out office space. You don't have to do anything that the normal business owners have to do. All you have to do is talk to people about your business. That's it. So when you guys are talking to people in person, remember those things. Your energy is important. Ask questions. Show concern. Your first impression is everything. Compliments aren't weird. All you're doing is planting seeds. Planting seeds everywhere you go that you have an opportunity of a lifetime with everyone in the world that you know doesn't have that opportunity yet. That is it, man. That is it for in person. If you guys have any questions, you can throw them in the chat as we go here. I want to make sure I make this interactive as much as I can. I would unmute it, but I know that comes with background noise and a bunch of weirdness. So I'm not going to do that yet. Are we good at this point? Does anybody have any questions on how to go out there and build an in-person connection, on how to give someone a compliment, on how to get a contact, regardless of where? No questions? Okay. Now here's the next part. You can't just do one. You can't just talk to people in person and expect your business to grow because so much of the world operates online. The average US consumer spends 6 hours and 58 minutes on social media and the internet every day, and they make this much money. You're a producer, they're a consumer. It's time for you to flip the script. Your goal is to help as many of them as you can learn how to produce for themselves. That's it. So, once again, it's a numbers game. Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, wherever your network is at, it's a numbers game. More reach outs equals more conversations equals more meetings equals more money. That's all you're doing here. Now, here's the thing. If you guys aren't getting results right now, it's not that you're not doing the right things most of the time. It's you're not doing enough of the right things and less of the things that don't work. Do more of what works, less of what doesn't. It's not complicated. Now, for me, Instagram was my platform. That was where I found the most connections with the most people, and that was where I built enough influence to build a business. And I signed up a ton of people through Instagram. Well over 700 in my first year with the help of other people in my organization, of course. Instagram was our bread and butter. If you're under the age of 30 and you're above 18, for example, and you're in this gap, that's where most of us spend our time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe for you guys, if you're really young, it's Snapchat. But here's my point. You need to be reaching out to people, and you need to reach out to a lot of them. And so when you're reaching out to these people on social media, it's the same thing. Energy is contagious. Now, here's the difference. It's more difficult for you to gain trust, for you to gain respect, for you to gain credibility with people that don't know you. And for those of you that are early on in the process and you don't have results and you don't have all the confidence and you don't have all the communication skills and you don't have that brand that screams, hey, look at me, you need to do something to differentiate yourself. And here's why. When you go and you reach out to someone on Instagram, on Snapchat, and any of these online platforms, you got to understand most people are already skeptical as soon as they get a random message. So if you don't have something as far as a personal brand that's strong because you haven't done it long enough to build up that influence and to have all the content that looks super cool and travel all the places, you're going to have to do something that gains attention. Now, here's where you can do it. It's your energy. It's not what you say to people. It's how you say it, man. It's not complicated at all to understand either. Here's how important energy is. If I send you a message versus sending you a video, sending you a voice note, it's a totally different ball game on all three levels. Here's why. When you send someone a message, there's no tone, there's no authenticity, there's no body language, there's no emotion, there's very little energy altogether. When you send a voice note, there's a tone, there's energy, there's enthusiasm, but there's no body language. When you send a video, there's all of it. Now, one requires the bare minimum effort, one requires middle effort, one requires the highest level of effort. Here's the biggest key right here. If you guys are just getting started, especially, and you have yet to reach out to everyone that you know, I need you to take responsibility for this right here. When you reach out to the people you know, give it the best freaking shot because you're going to run through those contacts and there's going to come a point when you have to reach out to a random person. And if you don't have the brand and you don't have the success and you don't have the skills and you don't have the content, reaching out to a random person is going to be way harder than you reaching out to someone you know. So give it the best freaking shot you got. Here's an example. When I go to my Instagram, this is not difficult to do. It takes more time, but it's not difficult. I see Luis tag me in a story, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Luis as an example. I'm going to act like I'm sending him a video. Now, in this video, I'm not explaining the presentation. Just like when you talk to someone in person at the gas station, the Dick's Sporting Goods, the mall, the bars and the clubs you guys go to, the gym, just like I'm not going to tell them all about what I do there, I'm not telling them all about that here either. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a lot of energy. I'm going to plant a seed that they can do it, and I'm going to open a door of opportunity. Just like when I talk to that kid, I say, hey, you would crush it doing what I do. Are you open to a new opportunity? Just like that. So, hey, it's Luis. Here we go. Instagram, video, right here. Not hard. Luis, what's going on, bro? I know you have no clue who I am, and this is super random, and that's why I'm sending you a voice or a video. I know there's a lot of people doing things for the wrong reasons. I came across your page. You seem like a sharp dude. You would kill it doing what I do, man. If you keep your business opportunities open, shoot me a message back. It's all good either way. That's it. That's not weird. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to actually send this to Luis. Now it says video. You guys tell me how many of you guys have got a random Instagram message, a random Snapchat message, a random Facebook message from some spammy, weird looking thing in the last 72 hours. I get them every freaking day, every day. Hey, I'm trying to buy our Instagram followers, or got thrown into some weird ass chat out of nowhere. I don't even know the people. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is happening every day. That's what you look like if you don't send a video, if you don't send a voice message. And especially if you don't have a brand that backs the message, You got to differentiate yourself. You tell me if you get a random message that says video, if you're going to be a little bit more intrigued to open it. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, if you just got started, here's the thing. And I know there's some of you guys on this call that just got started because I've seen you inside of my own community chats. Madison, I saw your face on here for a second. I don't know a couple of the other ones on here, and I apologize if I'm missing your names. But here's what I'll tell you guys. You gotta send the videos, because when you get done sending the videos, you may feel like you're doing more work, but you're gonna have a way better conversion ratio by getting these people in front of the information and on a presentation that you leverage your business partners for than if you send them a text. Once again, energy is contagious. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you gotta set the tone. It may feel like more work. You're gonna get way more results doing it that way than if you just send a message. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you guys? If you're brand new here, do you understand why that may make benefit into your business? Okay, now here's the thing. When you are reaching out to these people, it's more common for you to hit them and say, hey man, let's go get some drinks this weekend, than it is for you to say, hey man, I got a business opportunity for you. You have to take their guard down. And how you do that is by your energy, is by your tone, is by your body language. It's being authentic, man. So few people are willing to do it. But it's important, once again, for you to have stories up on your Instagram, for you to be posting content consecutively, for you to be showing that you're excited about a new opportunity, for you to be outside of your comfort zone, for you to be willing to accept judgment and criticism from everybody in your network. Because the people you're reaching out to are going to go find a million reasons why they wouldn't respond to your message. If you don't know the name Jim Rohn, write it down, because he's someone that has built some of the biggest organizations inside of network marketing. And he says 97% of the planet are pessimists. You give yourself every reason in the book not to do something rather than one reason to do it. So these people you're reaching out to, if you're getting no responses, I guarantee you it's a lack of energy. You're not giving people enough to grab onto. They'll purchase it. Do you guys notice how if you don't have energy and you feel like dehydrated or lethargic, you'll go and put food into your body or drinks into your body and you'll feel better? You know what that took? Money. People will pay you for your energy, man. They'll pay you to feel better. You can give them that. Like I said, man, people will move to you. They'll pack their bags to be around you. For those of you guys coming to Fort Lauderdale, you're doing it to get around the energy. That's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. So my point is this. When you're reaching out to these people, remember that. Your energy is what they're going to purchase. It's not about the results. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now, it's going to take some follow-up. Most people, you can't get butthurt if for whatever reason someone watches your video and doesn't respond. Do you understand that people have things going on in their life? Some people got kids, some people got work, some people got school. They're not just sitting on their Instagram, their Facebook, their Snapchat, their TikTok, waiting for your video. They don't know you're going to hit them. You got to follow up. There's a saying that's like 80% of sales are closed between the 5th and 12th contact. Think about that. 5 times before they respond. The person that got me signed up as a 22-year-old kid, he followed up with me for a year before I got started. A year. A year. I've signed up 1,300 plus people just in my own lineage in the last 2 years. If he wouldn't have followed up, that wouldn't have ever happened. You're missing the next you in your own business, the next me in your business, from not following up. You have to do it with the people you planted seeds with in person and with the people you're planting seeds with online. But it's a numbers game. And if you're not getting results, odds are you're either not marketing your business so people have nothing to attach that reach out to, or you're just not reaching out to enough. That's all it is. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel and get fancy with this. You're not trying to explain the presentation on your own. All you're doing is creating conversation, is giving people compliments, is finding a reason to relate to someone. Here's the thing that you can do. Go on your Instagram. Instagram is really nice because you can find anybody on planet Earth that you want to. This search bar right here, you can go in here and you can type in Jim in Scottsdale. And it's going to give you, via the Meta AI search, a bunch of posts from people at gyms in Scottsdale. You can even use this Meta AI thing and click it and go in here and say, hey, give me a list of gyms in Scottsdale. Now, here's the thing. After that, okay, I know one of them is called EOS. So I'm going to type in EOS. EOS Fitness Arizona. Okay, EOS Fitness Arizona on my Instagram. If you notice all the way on the right, There's both tags and places. Click places. Okay, you guys see how many EOS Fitnesses there are in Arizona? You're telling me you're going to run out of people to reach out to? No, you're not. It's going to take you a year to go through the gyms alone. Because once you click one of them, now there's top posts from every single one. And now you click recent, and now there's recent posts from every single gym. You can't tell me you're going to run out of contacts. Because guess what? You can do that with gyms. You can do it with sororities and fraternities where colleges are at. Why would you choose that group, Noah? Because they're people that already have a network. They're people your age, right? You can do it with networking groups. You can do it with athletes. You can do it with different types of brands. You could get so creative, you will never run out of people. There is 2 billion people on social media. Until you've gone through all those, don't come to me saying you don't have anyone to hit up. It's a numbers game. Do you understand how hard it is for me to go onto my Instagram right now? I'll do this. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to click EOS. I'm going to click this dude's first picture. Jimmy Cheeseman. That's this dude's name. Right here. Now, he seems a little fruity, but I don't even care. It's a numbers game. I'm going to click Jimmy. Message right here. Here you go. I'm doing this live right here with you guys. You guys tell me how hard this is. Here's a video. Jimmy, what's going on, bro? I know you weren't expecting the video, let alone to see some random person's face on Instagram. There's a lot of people doing things for the wrong reasons nowadays, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I noticed you're here in the Phoenix area, and if you're open to a new opportunity, I came across your page. You seem like a sharp dude, and I have a feeling you could do really well with this. If you get this message and you're open to a new opportunity, shoot me a message back, man. Hopefully you're having a great day. That's not hard. That's not hard. Send. Do 50 to 75 of those a day and tell me your business isn't going to grow. Tell me you don't have anybody to show. Tell me you can't get a meeting set up. Well, I mean, what are we talking about? You guys tell me, is that harder than waking up tomorrow at 8 o'clock and throwing on whatever company shirt you got to put on that you don't even want to work for and going and sitting in that desk and then getting told when your lunch break is and getting cut short and you're talking to your mom on your phone, hey, you got to get back to work. I don't know about you guys. I can't freaking stand that. I can't stand it. But you guys will say you'd rather do this than that, yet you won't do this. That's the difference. You got to get out of that employee mindset. You got to take responsibility for your business. It's not hard. That's just Instagram, man. Here's the thing. Every single day for minimum a year, I wouldn't stop messaging people until I got the red X on my messages. What does that mean? I maxed them out. Instagram won't even let me send another one. Every freaking day. Some days it was 20. Some days it was 60. Some days it wouldn't let me send one because the last week I'd sent 70 every single day. They would put me on little bans for 2 or 3 days before I could respond to anybody. Unless you're going to that far, you're not going to make it. I put a TikTok up. I put a reel up the other day talking about this, man. If so few people make it in entrepreneurship, let alone network marketing, and get to 6-figure income, get to 10,000 a month plus, what makes you think doing the bare freaking minimum is going to work? I don't understand it, man. Like, ask yourself, what is it going to take me as a normal human being that doesn't have a personal brand built yet, that doesn't have sales skills, that doesn't know how to lead a group of people, that doesn't have emotional intelligence, that's never been willing to get outside of their comfort zone, but that just started their business? What's it going to take someone like me to get to $10,000 a month in network marketing, where I have ultimate freedom, where I can go anywhere I want every single day, where I can put on any clothes that I want to wear, a tank top and a hat after I just went for a walk in the middle of the afternoon, and where the next day I can wake up whenever I want with no alarm clock? What's it going to take for someone like me to get to that level? Be real with yourself, man. What we're doing is not hard. I'm not asking you to pick up a freaking shovel and dig a ditch in the middle of the afternoon in 115-degree weather like I see people doing right outside my apartment complex. I'm not asking you to go make 150 phone calls a day to sell people cars like I used to have to do, where you buy the car and it's worth less right away, and then you hear from them the next day saying, hey, man, there's a problem with my car. You don't have to do any of that. Nothing that you do here is going to tax you enough to the point where you're saying, dude, I'm burnt out. It's going to take you time to build your business. It's going to take you time to get good at the videos. It's going to take you time to build your credibility with people. Yes, because you're starting from ground zero, but you have to start. All business is conversation here. So talk to more people. Reach out to more people. If you run out of people to send on Instagram, here's what I can promise you. There was a point in network marketing in my first 6 months. I quit my job before I had anybody in the business. I had never signed a single person up. I was making $180,000 a year before I started this. I quit, just dropped it. I hated where I was at. Now, I had 5 or 6 months worth of savings for bills and expenses put aside. I don't recommend everybody do this. But here's why I'm explaining to you my story. Pressure creates diamonds. Some of you guys don't have enough of that in your life. You don't have enough of a reason. For me, it was this is it. I posted a reel on my Instagram the day I quit my job saying, hey guys, I'm about to pursue entrepreneurship. I just started a new business. If you're open to a new opportunity, reach out. And I had a bunch of people hating on me and telling me I was crazy and all this stuff that came with it, right? But once I've done that, now I got to hold myself accountable. Otherwise, I'm going to look stupid. But once I did that, I can promise you for the next 6 months at least, there was no way someone was doing more income producing activities and talking to more people, both in person and online, than me. There was no way. And you know how I know that's true? Because I got to 5,000 a month in my first 5 months. No, it's not $1 million, but this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Once again, I didn't have all the skills required to earn the income. Network marketing is the highest level earned income you can get. How many of you guys can look at someone like Joey Wilson? If you don't know that name, I don't know how, but how many of you guys can look at someone like him and just go look at his Instagram and come back to me and tell me that dude doesn't look sharp? It's not possible. It's not possible. You can see he's $1 million man just by looking at him, by the way he carries himself, by the way he carries his family, by the decisions he makes, by the clothes he wears, by the places he goes to. It's not complicated, but most of you guys expect overnight results when you aren't the person worthy of like attaining any of it. It's crazy to me. You got to accept that where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. And where you are right now is a result of the decisions you've made in the past. And the only thing you can do moving forward is change those decisions. So here's the thing. I've broken down, very simply put, how you can go out there and get a few contacts in person every single day. Whether it's at the grocery store, whether it's at the gym, whether it's at the mall, whether it's at the bars and the clubs, go out of your way to talk to people. If you do it in person, it's going to create more culture. You're going to have more retention in your business. These people are closer to you in location. If you reach out to a bunch of people in Africa all day on Instagram, I can promise you it's probably not going to work too well because you got to try to deal with time zones and get this person fired up every day through a Zoom screen. It's way easier for me to keep Jake and for me to keep Andrew and for me to keep Charles and for me to keep Carlos, who are constantly around me in person, fired up. They know that. It's the same way for them and their teams. So focus on the in-person culture. Focus on that. Don't just sit behind your phone and think this is going to work because you're hiding behind the insecurities of the skills you haven't developed. You're hiding behind the fact that you're not willing to talk to the newest person or develop your communication skills or get confident in you reaching out to someone new, starting a new conversation at the gym, at the restaurant. You're hiding behind those things. And the more you hide behind them, it's the law of the lid. You'll never out earn your own self-image. Your self-image is built up of the attributes, the qualities, the skills you bring to the marketplace. So you have to bring value to people to get paid more money here. That's the way being a business owner and an entrepreneur works. So I've broken down how you can do that in person. Give people a compliment. Ask people how they like what they do. Remember, posture is everything. So when you're getting these people in front of the information or trying to set up a meeting, all you have to do is cut the time short. Take it away. I don't have a ton of time right now. You would crush it doing what I do. Do you have a contact? Do you have an Instagram I can grab? And then you're using your marketing. And then you're following up a couple of days later. And if they don't respond, you're sending them a video and saying, hey, man, I know not everybody's on Instagram every single day, but I wanted to follow up with you. I know you could crush this, man. Let me get 20 minutes of your time to share it with you. If it's not for you after, it's all good. Be willing to do those things. And then online, sit on your phone and actually build your network. Network marketing, that's the industry we're in. You have to build it. Even people that don't sign up for your business, you're going to get people that respect your work and the way you approach them enough to follow you. That's another follower. The more followers you have, the more influence you build. The more influence you build, the more money you make. It's not complicated here. But you got to talk to more people so that you can build these conversations, so you can build this network. So get out of your box and do those things. Now, here's where I ended the last call, and here's where I want to end this call. If you're wondering, Noah, I work a job. Noah, I'm working my butt off already, man. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm young. I'm not disciplined enough. I don't have the accountability. I'm just trying to figure it out. You're making it seem really easy right now. What's an action step I can take so that I know I can get some of these things done every day? I got kids. I got work. I wasn't able to do it full time right away. Here's what I can tell you. Whatever your excuse is, isn't going to pay your bills, and it's not going to change your business. So if you want different results, you got to do different level of work. Now, if you have a job right now, or you have kids right now, or you have something taking some of your time off of this business, I need you to reframe your approach. Whatever you are doing outside of this business is now the side hustle. This is your job. This is work. This is what you do. When people ask you what you do, this is it. You don't tell them where you work. You don't tell them your job. Quit it. Stop doing it. Don't do it. When people ask me what I do, I tell them I do online sales and I build teams all over the world. Now, here's the thing. I tell them online sales and I build teams all over the world because I want the focus of my public perception to be that I build teams, that I'm a network marketing professional, that I'm a momentum creator, that I'm a public speaker. Why? Well, because if I tell people that I'm in a trading platform, I'm going to attract what I brand myself as. I don't want traders in my business. That doesn't pay me. You guys sitting on the chart doesn't build my business. Me finding people that want to develop high paying skills like sales, personal branding, that want to get outside of their comfort zone and learn communication, all those things, that's what pays me. That's what pays you, believe it or not. So realize that how you brand yourself in conversation and online is how you're going to attract people. So when people ask you what you do, stop telling them you work at Walmart. Start telling them you're a business owner. You do online sales and you build teams all over the world. Here's the thing. They're probably still going to ask you, what do you sell? I'm okay with telling people I sell an educational platform that teaches people how to invest in the markets. But the difference is the priority and my focus was online sales, I build teams. The secondary focus is financial education and trading. You get what I'm saying? If you do it backwards, you're going to attract people that just want to trade. I can promise you getting questions about trading is not as fun about questions about that want to build the business. I love you people that want to build this shit. Excuse my language, but that's just what I do. I love this. I don't want to sit there and talk about the candlesticks moving up and down every single day. Every day is different there. I believe in it. I know it works. My roommate just pulled $2,500 out of TradeX the other day. It's not like I don't believe in it, but I want to attract the right people. So reframe your approach. And with the people around you, protect your energy. Energy is contagious, right? Your energy is the most important attribute you carry. People are willing to purchase it. You need to be purchasable. So put yourself 10 miles per hour on a treadmill and don't look left or right. You guys ever seen a horse in a race that has those things on its eyes and you don't know what they are? It's so that they can't look left or right and they're focused on the finish line. That's what you need to do, because anything less than that isn't going to work. If you're like me, I'm not good at talking to the people that just want to make $100 a month here. I'm looking at every single one of you guys, especially with the cameras on, that are sitting here and have been attentive for the last hour. I'm looking at you guys like me. Like people that want to go change their lives, that want to go change other people's lives, and that want to build a massive organization, impact people, and make a lot of money. That's what I'm looking at you guys with. Because the only difference between me and you is our approach and our time we've spent doing it. That's it. So Joey told me it's 10 miles per hour on a treadmill. No left, no right. Tunnel vision for a season. Just like Zay said in the chat. That is what this is. But here's the thing. Every distraction, every temptation, every negative influence, every person that is not serving your purpose and your goal, it's going to be the people closest to you, by the way. You got to get rid of them. You got to cut the fat. I moved out from my two best friends I had lived with for 7 years. My 4th month doing this. I was making $1,000 a month. I moved out from them. I took on more bills and expenses when I was making no money because I knew how important protecting my energy was. And they came home talking about the day they just had and breeding negativity and telling me how what I was doing was stupid and asking me how much money I was making and putting me on the spot. And I didn't like it. And some of you guys are going to be in that situation too. This road is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak, man. You got to be willing to cut the fat. Now, if they don't have what you want, don't listen. That was the best advice I was ever given. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, and they're listening to this call. I don't care if it's your best friend, your significant other. I do not care. If they don't have what you want, don't listen. My parents, I'll take their advice on relationships all day. They've been married for 30 years. I love them to death. My dad showed me what work and sacrifice looks like. My mom has been the rock and the foundation of my life forever. But I want to retire them. The only way I do that is if I find people who are willing or who are able to retire their parents. Because if I do what my parents do and I say what my parents say, I'm going to get what my parents got. So I have to find people like Joey Wilson who I'm willing to model my approach after, who then I can go out there and accomplish the same level of career and professional success as. Does that make sense? Now, here's the thing, man. When you're protecting your energy, my goal, and the reason I went up to Joey's place the other week was I told him, I know I'm the average of the 5 people I spend the most time with. I need to spend more time around you in person because I need that energy. I need to feed off of it. Now, I have a crazy level of energy. Most of you guys can probably tell that from this call right now. This is the second time I've done this call today. No notes, nothing, just total free flow. And here's the thing. I know there's always going to be more sources for me to pull from, but I got to protect myself. My goal going there and what I'm working on right now for myself is getting into flow state. How many of you guys have ever heard of flow state? That's where you are just straight path, nothing phases you. No people quitting your business phases you. No people talking crap about you phases you. Every bit of negativity and people that complain about where they're at in their life and all these problems, it's like I have a bubble and it's just boop, 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 and I'm just continuing on the treadmill. And if I look left or right while I'm running 10 miles per hour and I get distracted and I go out on the weekend with people that aren't a part of my business or that aren't going to serve me well, boom, flat on the treadmill. That's your business collapsing. Momentum is created from being excited and diving into this focus, this hyper focus, this flow state for a small season of your life. It's not forever. I'm at a point now where I have more freedom than 99% of planet Earth. I've only been doing it for 2 years. But it was my focus. It was my approach. It was cutting the fat. It was protecting my energy. And then it was going and talking to people and carrying all of that energy I had saved and throwing it out to them and giving it to them. So if you're wondering, Noah, how do I prioritize my time? Noah, how do I get to the point where I can build this focus? Get out the journal and write things down. Get that power list and write it down every single day. Don't just take a picture of it. Don't do it in your phone. Get out pen and paper. Put the date at the top. Before you go to bed, write all of them down. And until you go to bed, do not go to bed without doing them. That was my goal every single day. There was days I didn't get it done. And when I first started, the things on that list were message 10 people, or talk to one person, or FaceTime one of the people in my team, or get on the nightly call. It was hit my protein goal. It was listen to 10 minutes of a good audio. You know what it was at the end of that first year? FaceTime 3 different leaders every single day, 3 to 5 presentations every single day, talk to 3 new people in person every single day, max my Instagram messages and my Facebook messages every single day, send 3 different podcasts or YouTube videos to different people in my team to show them I'm going to help them personally develop every single day, post 4 stories on my Instagram every single day, post 1 TikTok reel, Instagram reel, getting out of my comfort zone, working on my communication, something that I took from the podcast, that I took from a TikTok I saw, and relaying it through my own message every single day. It was that every day. But you'll stack these wins and you'll build your discipline and you'll get to a point where I promise you all of this gets way easier. Now, here's an approach you can take. This came to me from Ed Mylett. If you don't know that name, write it down. EDMYLETT. He made $800 million doing this business, and he sold his business a couple years ago for a wild amount of money. Now, he's somebody I follow very, very closely, and he's one of the 5 people I spend the most time with. One of them is him. He doesn't even know who I am. You guys don't have to be in my apartment complex to make me one of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Just get on every call you hear where Noah Ortiz is on the call, and you'll make me one of the 5 people you spend the most time with by default. That's the same way I use Ed Mylett on YouTube. I just watch him so damn much. Every single day he posts a video while I'm eating my lunch. Instead of watching TikTok, instead of talking to somebody about nothing, I'm watching him. I'm taking notes, I'm studying, and then I'm using those things for my own benefit, and then I'm putting them back out into the world via my own message, and I'm developing my own skill. Here's what he says. When he was getting started and he had a job, we all have the same 24 hours. You don't have an excuse because you work a job. Nobody cares. I'm sorry, but they just don't, right? The world doesn't care. Your business doesn't care. You have to prioritize your time. Here's what I would do. If you sleep for 8 hours and you work for 8 hours, you got 8 hours left. You're going to need to get done in that 8-hour time, bare minimum, the power list. All those things I just mentioned. You can get them done. I did it for a year straight. It's not that hard because here's what I did. I said, if I want to go faster than everyone else, why don't I do what most other people are doing, but do it 2 or 3 times in a single day? So if you're crazy, maybe you cut your days down into 4 6-hour days. You sleep 6 hours and then you work 6 to 8 hours. But now you have 2 different days where you can build your business, build your brand, build your network. So all those things I was talking about, talking to people in person, messaging people on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, posting stories on your Instagram, posting reels on TikTok and all these different things. I was doing that 2 and 3 different times every single day so that I could collapse the time frames and get results faster than everybody else. That's how I got to $5,000 a month in 5 months. That's how I did it. I don't know anything else. I just knew I needed to do more of what works and less of what doesn't. So all the things that aren't serving your goal all those things that are distractions, temptations, vices, people holding you back that are not within that scope of your flow state, of your focus, of your finish line, you got to get rid of them. And then you got to prioritize your time. That mentor of mine that made 30 million told me millionaires plan in hours, billionaires plan in minutes. Average people live day to day. So if you don't know what you're doing for the next how many hours, good luck becoming a millionaire. And I was sitting there because I told him I didn't know if I had the time to build this business. And it was about 6 p.m. He said, "No, when do you get done with work?" And I said, "About 6 p.m. normally." He said, "Okay, when do you go to bed?" I said, 11 or midnight. He said, "Okay, what do you do in between?" I said, "I go to the gym. Usually I eat my meal, take a shower, get ready for the next day. Just got some stuff right there, right?" Giving him excuses. He says, "That takes 6 hours?" You're just not willing to prioritize your time, which tells me you don't want what you say you want. You're okay with being an average person. That's okay. But admit that then. And it hurt me. So I had to prioritize my time. So I got out the damn journal and I started writing things down. And I said, the only way I know I can get it done because I'm a human and I forget things is to write it down and not go to bed until it's done. That's it. So I'm gonna reach out to the people on Instagram. It takes me 30 minutes to max my messages these days. I'm gonna talk to 3 new people in person. Get in your damn car and go to the gym an extra time every single day. If you're like me and you're doing this full time, and you have the ability to do this for the majority of your day, you got no excuse to not get to full-time income in the next 6 months. None. Zero. Wake up 6 to 8 hours, wake up. If you wake up at 8 a.m., great. Now from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., you're getting done what everybody else is getting done in the whole day in that section. So go to the gym early. Set the tone for your day. Get 1 or 2 contacts there. Post a couple stories of you working on yourself clearly at the gym, right? And then after you get done, eat your meal. Now you're messaging people on Instagram. Now you're watching 30 minutes of personal development while you're eating your meal, right? You're knocking off all these things on the list in 6 hours. And then, okay, it's 2 p.m., new day. Reset. Reset. I'm going to do it all again. Well, no, I already maxed out my Instagram messages once today. It won't let me do it again. Well, good thing you got Facebook. Good thing you got Snapchat. Good thing you got TikTok. When I started posting on TikTok, I still don't have that much of a following. I can't catch that freaking algorithm to save my life. But here's the thing. Anybody that saved my TikToks, I'd go message them. It would go to their request, but I still signed a few people up here and there. It took me 2 freaking seconds to do this extra work. You can't tell me that there's not enough people to reach out to or that you've already done everything you can do for a day. Because until you've exhausted all options, you shouldn't be laying your head down on that pillow, but be willing to say you want this as bad as I did. That's what I did. And so that's day one. And I went over a little bit on time here, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And tomorrow, I'll try to keep it within that 30 to 45-minute zone. Hopefully, you guys got some value out of this. Once again, tomorrow is going to be okay. Now that I know how to talk to people, Noah, now that I know how to create conversation, I know how to control the conversation, I know how to go out there and get people interested with what I do. How do I set a meeting? How do I run a meeting? How do I ask the right questions? And how do I get a decision? That's what I'm covering tomorrow. Saturday, stay with me because that's where we're going to be covering how to close, how to overcome objections, and how to launch a new person effectively so you can start to see duplication in your own business. Does that make sense? We cool? Was this worth it? You got some fire emojis? You got some? All right, Zay, I appreciate the smile, bro. Looking good up there. Hopefully everything's going well in Minnesota. I appreciate all of you guys for hopping on the call, and I will see you guys tomorrow.